I don't know why it took my brain too long to figure out you guys are in the same room, but here we are. Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
you
go
don't have
into the
to
other room.
fondle the other camera.
Go into the other room.
You don't have to fondle the camera.
Wait. Go. Go.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
Why?
Because
because it's funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're walking through the camera.
boo. Well. Fine.
I know. We miss
God
you.
damn, it is warm in there, bud.
Fine.
And it's so fucking cold back here.
Mhm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh.
That's
And
fair.
if you open the door or fan.
No, for
Fan?
I don't
Could
know why.
help.
For some reason,
That's
that window or that room gathers heat so fucking much.
But why?
Nope.
Da, da. Da, da.
Hurry, babe.
Probably not. I'm gonna be
Doesn't
honest.
look like it.
Probably not. It was not on the priority list.
I also don't remember what the fuck was going on besides the fact that I was in the middle of gathering random shit. Oh, I was supposed to put the fucking sword into my.
Yeah. We should probably wait for Aspen before, because I know what happened last time.
Yeah, because Aspen needs to be back in the call.
In order to make sure we don't have to say it multiple times. Hi, Duke. Well, welcome back, stranger.
Bada 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 bada. Bada 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 bada. Click.
I'm trying to turn down my sensitivity, so give me.
We're good. Do 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 do. Nope. Do do do.
Say something.
Say
Do it again.
something again.
Oh, Jose. Oh, okay.
Never mind. Never mind.
Did it just
You're
die?
fine. No. Trying to find the dice that doesn't fucking exist.
I don't have a headset. Go grab my other one.
If we need to wait
Please don't work on this.
to start D&D,
Work as sound. You'll just have to talk through the computer mic.
See how.
Where is the headset then?
Na 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 na. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh,
I mean,
I should probably
hold
check mine.
on. As
Oh,
you've
got a
gotten
12.
good rolls on attacks,
15.
but then whenever it's perception or
I'm
looking
good.
around, for some
I'm
reason
good.
you always like for low.
Blind.
I'm blind. You're blind.
Can't you see I'm legally blind?
Yes. Ah! Almost the headset almost came off my head.
Ugh. That was weird.
I just can't find this.
Is it working as headphones?
I plugged it in as a headset. And it literally just cannot find it. Even for like sound.
No sound. Damn. Na, 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 na. If we push it back an hour, would you be able to plug the headset in, figure out why it's not like charging? Because I've been staying up much later, so it doesn't bother me to make
Yeah, that
sure,
just
like, we
doesn't work at all.
Hold on.
So
Hold on.
was it turned on?
It might have been turned all the way down. Turned it all the way the other way.
uh-huh. Ta-da.
Testing.
Test 1, 2, 3. Testing 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 7, 6, 5, 8, 9, 32, 76, 80,275. I will keep talking nonsense until someone says, shut the fuck up. That's half the part of the DM is to ramble on until everyone gets fed up with them. You can't tell me I'm wrong. How this works. I am here, annoying the ever-living hell out of everybody here. Only the ones I can hear. Which I think it's only me and you right now. Pretty sure the other two can't hear right now. But I'm gonna sit here and talk anyway. Just keep talking. Because I can. You can't stop me. Uh-huh, uh-huh. There's no stopping the insanity that ensues. Right now, you guys have like 3 chests are locked. And you guys will figure it out. I don't remember which ones were which, so we're just gonna say fuck it.
There we go.
Roll
Are
a
you
die.
hearing me now?
I can hear you.
I'm talking. The stream couldn't hear me.
That's
Hello.
figure it out.
Damn.
Can you hear now?
I must.
Yes. Well, wait, it unplugged? Oh. Weird. I know.
My
I'm sorry.
microphone
I'm gonna
unplugged.
keep rambling because I can, and you can't stop me. Oh, you actually have your headphones on. You can't hear me now, and you can hear my insane rambling. I'm sorry. I've been sitting here talking to myself. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
My microphone isn't picking me up.
Is it not? Because it's picking you up in fucking Discord just fine.
Not in stream. I have to be like this in stream.
Oh, check your noise gate that we put on in the filters tab of your thing of OBS. You
Hmm?
click on the three little lines on the microphone thing.
You
Yeah,
are rambling nonsense to me.
I'm not.
You
Not fair.
are.
No, I'm not. It's not nonsense. Trust me.
Sir, you
No,
are.
we set it up. I swear.
We did, but I have no clue what you're talking about.
That's fair.
Talk.
Yeah, no,
Can you hear me now?
nothing coming through.
I hear husband.
Oh, I hear
That's true.
jack shit.
Here, check.
I'm hearing check, but it's super
Gross.
quiet. I can turn you up though.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, you sound pretty low to me. Oh god, there's a can.
I'll just have you.
Oh god, there's another can.
We're all good.
Oh god, there's cans.
Nope, it's not. I
Oh,
will
there's-
have to.
Okay.
I will have to hold this right here.
Why?
Because
No.
it doesn't pick me up on this on stream.
No, you know what you can do is share your screen with me of OBS.
Dear Robert,
What? Stop talking sense? My bad. What do I know?
How dare you?
I know
Yeah.
what I'm good at. I'm sorry.
Oh dear god.
Yeah, God. Okay. So you see how Mike slash click the little three little
yes,
dots
yes,
and then filter.
I
And then you need to go to either your noise gate or noise suppression. It might be your noise suppression. And then you gotta move the thresholds, I believe, up or down. I don't know which one. You're gonna have to figure it out. You gotta move them one way or
I
the
don't
other.
know which. I don't. We're the one that set it up.
You're right. So go to the right.
Okay, it is kind of showing up. It's
Okay.
quiet,
So
but it's
keep
kind
going.
of showing up. Ah.
There
Okay,
you
I kind of got it.
Now
I
you
think
should
so.
be fine.
I think so. Well,
Now you don't have-
I turned
Yeah,
the mic
and
volume
that
up.
helps.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you should be fine.
It
Keyword
only
is should.
doesn't like me because I don't have my mic arm.
I almost threw my phone.
Don't do that.
Don't throw your
Don't
phone.
Why
do
not?
that.
It's
I kind
fine.
of miss seeing your face. It was kind of nice having you on your phone so I could see your face.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Fine then. I will switch over to my phone.
Yay.
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 We should not be in a vicinity of each other for long periods of
totally
time.
should.
Oh, that's okay. Me and
Leave
Aspen have
alone
been
this
talking about
road.
just driving down there or over there and just grabbing you and pulling you back.
Yeah, we figured on our Vegas trip we would just go get you.
Stop by with a fucking U-Haul, be like, hey, throw your shit in, let's go.
Throw your shit in.
put it in the garage for now. Just throw your shit in the back and let's go.
What do you even really need? Come on.
The only
That
thing
stuff
we
we're gonna
have
get
there
from a
is
place.
the bed
Do you have
frame.
enough?
I mean, bed frame. Yes, we got a ton of shit.
We're not taking that desk. I am sorry. Your desk is fucking staying there. Dad and Matt can take it out of your bedroom.
It's not that bad. It's just one side is barely on.
It is falling apart. We are getting you a new desk.
Fine.
Don't fine
Oh,
me.
I left that up on the screen. I turned down Ace and it got left on the screen. So it was just like a block in the middle where we can only see like half of each other's faces.
Uh-huh.
Well done.
God damn.
Can't tell which way is better.
Check.
I can hear you.
I don't
What?
need you. I need to.
No, I know I can hear you through my headphones.
It was more of a I need you to check to see if you are coming through on my headset. So I was turning my sensitivity down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just check your sensitivity to see if I'm coming through on yours. Am I?
No, I have a noise gate turned way the fuck up. Half the time barely even catches me in the fucking Discord call.
That's fair.
I think we're good.
I'm also trying to figure out how the phone works when trying to turn somebody up. Because I can't just
Okay.
press on them.
You have to hold it.
Why?
I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
so
I have the same
annoying.
issue. I completely understand.
I need to sit here and figure out how my stream works. So set up.
Okay. There we go. Now I see everybody. Oh, I got it working. Maybe. We'll find out. God, I hate the fucking holding God.
You hate the what?
Having to hold on people.
You know, if you just swipe from the bottom up, you can. My phone, you can't do that.
I'm pressing on fucking Brandon's forehead. Come on.
I just had to do the same thing.
Oh shit. Hold on.
That was weird.
I fucked up. I fucked up.
Fucked up.
I fucked up. That's what happened.
I think everything should be fine. I've adjusted everything. Jesus Christ. And then I have to readjust it for when I get on my headphones. So it's gonna be great. I think it's fine.
Is it now?
Possibly.
Lies.
Slander.
Lies and slander.
Stop
The
trying to catch me
fire
on fire.
molds us.
Trying to light my candle, but it's just not wanting to fucking work.
Yeah, over here.
Did you get a new candle?
No, this is what I found in my pile of junk. It's
Oh.
almost gone.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. Amazing. But yeah, so it's been a while since we've played.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just a wee bit.
Just a little bit.
It's a
just a
widow.
wee.
It's a widow. It's a widow.
You guys went into a underground complex, found Lotus, which has the same eye change Zach does, and then you found stone dwarves of some sort,
That I
and
immediately attacked.
everyone immediately got hostile towards. And then you realize that you just gave them some hair and they're fine so far. And then you were searching chests. You've searched 3 of them so far.
Found a
You
badass sword.
found a really, really good sword. And then
I was able to lockpick.
you were able, yeah. The one that's blind is able to lockpick. Better than the rogue somehow.
You shut your dirty whore mouth.
I just think it's funny that your character seems just be having such an off week.
No. We decided that my character just is not very good at that part of the job. Everything else about his existence is phenomenal. He's just not a very good lockpick.
Tell me
And
honestly
that is a
how-
canon. That is a canon piece of info about Keith.
Fair
How
enough.
bad's the echo?
Hmm?
How bad is the echo?
Non-existent.
That's good. Yeah, you can. It sometimes catches what I'm saying. not
Sometimes,
very
but it's
often.
so faint that it, like, for me at least, can't even tell it's there. So
Yeah, true.
It shows on the thing, but we, at least I
Yeah,
don't
like-
hear.
Yeah, I also
Yeah?
figured out my mic's orientation that needs to be in to catch everything I'm fucking saying. Yeah.
Did you not realize that microphones have orientations?
I have been fighting it because I moved my fucking my mic around so many goddamn times over the last
You moved
year.
your mouth
I
around?
lost track of where the fuck it was.
Hold on.
Do not make me repeat myself.
I have a lot of questions.
D&D.
So at this point, you guys are still in the underground for the one god I can't remember the name of now all of a sudden. Give me a moment. Okay. We are Torm is where we are. God place of Torm. So where we left off, the one stone dwarf is playing with hair. Lotus and Zara stepped outside of the room while the other 2 have been searching chests. And that is where we left off.
This is where we came in, right?
Yeah, that's where we came.
Okay.
You went down a spiral staircase down into like a depth dungeon type situation, and then it opened up into this.
That hurt.
Like brimstone kind of brick area. 2 buildings on the left and right,
Oh,
and
no,
then
it's
a
updating my shit.
bridge connecting 2 other major buildings.
And why are we here?
You guys popped out of the Shadowfell and found Lotus. Lotus was sent. They said it was from Hades. I know Keith was having some trust issues with that last time. So this is just another god's place of worship that is not responding. And so now you're here to figure out why.
Okay.
So yeah, that is where we left off. Your hand is up. Hello? No? Okay.
It's been so long.
It has
Mhm.
been so long. It's been like what, 3 weeks?
Yep,
About.
it's about.
Yep.
So it's been a little hot minute.
All right, then I suppose I will start out. I got a 22 on this chest.
Yeah. So you go up to it, pops right open. You got it. Inside there is a how to describe it? A cloth with a white plate armor fist in the sky. And it just seems like it's a cloth of some sort. You can't really figure out what it is since it's folded up.
All right, I rolled for an investigation. I got a 13.
Okay. So as you look it over, you see that it looks like a cloth piece that would go over plate armor to symbolize what, like to figure out who they were a part of.
Oh, kind of like how Templars would have the one
Yeah, they would have
piece
the.
of fabric down the middle with the emblem in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
And that is it. That's in that chest.
Okay. And I will cross it out.
Ah.
Or you can.
Beach to it, even though I was on the wrong thing. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Brain.
Brain is fried. Yeah, that's fair.
And that's all I found in that chest, right?
Yeah, that was it. It was just folded nicely at the bottom of it.
I think that's a plate sash, honestly.
I want to look into this room, but I don't want to go into it. I just want to look into it. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
So you open the door and you peek in and you see more of the stone dwarves, and it looks to be more almost like a classroom. On one end of the far end here, there's like a blackboard that has like stone ever shifting into symbols and into just various different equations are popping up and then fading away, and then it seems like an invisible force is like wiping it away and then carving into the stone and doing that over and over. And the stone dwarves are just kind of sitting in chairs looking at it, but they're not doing anything else.
Okay. You need to be turned up a little bit. Can you say something, babe?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-boo-da-boo. Ba-da-bow,
Okay.
ba-bow.
Why did you let? Why Blue's Clues?
It wasn't. It was just.
There we go. I turned everyone up so that on the desktop audio, you're actually coming through a little bit better.
That's fair.
Well, Anna's gonna try to open this case. Yes.
Okay. hmm
See if it's.
So it is locked.
Okay. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
To unlock it.
You want to like hip check it? See if you could jiggle it. No. Do you have a knife? See if you can stick a knife in it.
Maybe use your fucking sword.
Use your
You know the sword that was in your pack the whole time?
The thing that's been sticking up like right fucking here next to your quiver.
I mean, I don't know
You
what
just
that's
thought it was
gonna
a giant
do.
arrow.
No. I don't think that you gave back the pick that
You
No, I think you walked back over and
Yeah.
grabbed him for the second chest you were gonna open.
Oh
you
right.
walked over and grabbed it. So
We need to get everyone their own set of picks.
What, you don't like the sword?
Emma's just gonna sit there and kick the chest repeatedly.
Just
Okay.
why won't you open?
Go ahead and roll a strength for me.
Shit, now I gotta open that. I don't remember any of my shit.
Don't you know that's part of setup? Come on.
I
She's like,
love
I'm
the fact.
playing, I'm playing.
I love the fact that I made it canon that Keith is not very good at lockpicking, and I
And
just
now
got
he's
two
what?
really good. Now he
Yeah,
has
two
two
really
really
good
good
rolls, yeah.
rolls.
Again, he was just having an off day.
No.
He was having an off month.
You're right.
An 8 plus 2, so 10.
Okay, so you stomp on it, and it doesn't seem to be any close to breaking. And so now Keith's gonna lockpick the one that he's at. I saw the motion for drinking, and then
Rubbing alcohol and ear cleaners.
Oh,
Go get me some rubbing alcohol and ear cleaners. I was trying to do that quietly so I didn't bug you guys. I didn't stop the session.
you're good.
I'm tethered and he's not, so that's why I asked him.
Got it. Alright. Fair enough. Completely understand that. I realize you can still hear me, can't you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I could just tell you what you found, considering I realized you already rolled, yeah. So you lock chest, it pops right open. And there is a black sphere in the corner of it.
okay. Investigation on the spear. Okay, 14. I think my investigation is 3. Yep, plus 3. So I got a 17. So pick up the spear and I start looking as closely as possible to see if there's any indication of the spear itself.
Yeah. So you instantly recognize it because you've seen it while trying to sneak around in places you shouldn't be. It is called a scrying eye, and what it is when someone puts magic into it, it floats around and will alert all nearby people that it's seeing something that shouldn't be there. Literally like an automated guard or like a camera.
That's
It's a
easy.
magic detector then, in a sense.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. He's just
So
going to
you've seen
take
those
that,
before.
like slide it into the pack. The sword sticking out the other side. I have the fucking spear sticking out that way. Okay.
Sarah's just gonna kind of run back, be like, "Yo, guys, I think there's a classroom on the other side."
He's like mid sliding the fucking spear in next to the sword and just looks over.
That's exciting. Don't know what that is.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Park. Puppy, go. Bird.
And it's just still kicking at the chest.
Still kicking at it. Okay, go ahead and give me another strength check then.
I love it.
11.
So you're still kicking it? Still not really budging? It's not even really making much noise either. You're just kind of wailing on it, and everyone can just hear the hollow thunks.
Don't hurt yourself.
They shut their door too loud or too hard, and the dog just freaked out about it.
Oh, fair enough. So yeah.
Johnny, I don't think that's gonna work. I really don't. I don't think that's gonna work.
Oh, is she still trying to kick open the chest?
Let's let me kick it open, yes.
I want to go over and try to stab it with my dagger.
Keith's just gonna go up to this one and fucking lockpick it.
Right.
6 plus 7, 13.
So you're digging around trying to lockpick it, and you can't quite seem to get it.
That's a little bit more in normality.
And then I need a strength check from Zar now that she's trying to stab the chest.
We all my strength is -1, right? We all know this. It's canon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. So
You got a dirty one.
you go to like stab the chest, and you actually got it in the chest, and now you can't get the dagger back out.
My dagger.
Now I'm just picturing the two you just. There we go. After
Yeah.
watching for a second, starts laughing and tries the fucking lock again.
So when you're lockpicking, you somehow sense that you forgot to check if it was unlocked first, because you're still kind of clinking around in there, and you can't really seem to feel like what you normally do when things are locked.
My
Just
God,
stops and-
Bill.
Yeah, it just opens right up.
God fucking damn it.
Good time.
God fucking gods.
So you pop that open, Let me roll a d20 real bit. Roll. Okay. So you find loose bits of paper that seem like there's no like writing or anything on it. They're water damaged. Seems like they were very unwell kept. You find a pouch of gold and silver.
I'm going to open it up and take a quick look, just to see like the rough amount that's in there.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. When you open it up, there isn't very much in there. There's about 5 gold pieces and about 2 silver.
I
Which
was so
reminds
hoping
me-
it was just one.
Which reminds me, before we left off on the other episode, Anna was counting gold, and you said she would be there for a while.
Yep.
So how much gold did she count out?
2.
Roll the 14. Let's see. I would say she counted out about 120.
120, okay.
2.
I now have 109 gold and 2 silver.
Yeah.
So at this point,
Keith is still poor as
Wow.
fuck.
Anna is kicking the chest. She also pulls out her sword.
Yeah.
Wait, don't get sorry. Wait, don't get me. Don't hurt my dagger.
and tries to finagle it into the where the opening is for the top of the chest.
Okay. Roll a strength for me.
13.
So you try to finagle your sword in between, and you get it in between, but now you can't get it out. Now it's pretty like you can't go forward, you can't go backwards with your sword now.
Zara just wants to kick the dagger and the sword. Just like try to kick them in, you know?
So you want to kick them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and roll strength for that.
13.
So is that with or without the -1?
That's with the -1.
Okay, make it sure. Okay. And which one are you kicking? Both of them?
I want to try to kick both of them, but I want to try to kick the dagger first.
So you go to kick the dagger, and you kick it in further into the chest, and then you go over to the sword to kick it, and it bends the sword ever so slightly.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's all right. I didn't realize I had it anyway.
Good, so it wasn't special.
So Keith turns now and sees that the sword slightly bent and the dagger is somehow further into the chest.
Fuck off. If you think you can touch our chest, you are wrong.
He just shakes his head and just leaves. I rolled for my own personal thought. I'm like, okay, if I get above 10, he's going to help. If he gets 10 or below, he's just gonna and just fucking leave the room.
So as you leave, Lotus is sitting on the stairs, and she goes, "What is the banging noise in there?"
Couple of idiots.
Rock, paper,
You mean your
scissors, and who
friends?
gets it if we pop it open? Just we can rock, paper, scissors right now to see who gets the goodies.
Or we could just split it.
Sure.
And she just
Look.
pops her head in and just looks.
Yeah, just pops up in the moon and just looks and just goes past, comes up. So now Lotus walks in behind you guys and goes, "How's it going?"
Fuck off, it's our treasure.
I wasn't wanting it. I see that you got a dagger and a sword in it.
We'll figure it out eventually.
Okay, I'll go wait outside then.
Do you happen to have a lockpick?
Shh, she's gonna want some
No.
of it.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Just walks back out, goes all the way back up to the stairs. It just looks over at Keith and goes, "Yeah, that's interesting."
I would have offered them the lockpick, but I'm afraid they're gonna fucking snap it off.
Or stab the chest with it.
I need my lockpicks. I may not be very good with them, but I need them.
I'm not very good with it.
No, you don't.
Anyways,
So,
Keith's just gonna walk in here.
yeah, so you see the same thing. You see stone, like everything's made out of stone and concrete. So the chairs, the desks, the wall is doing the whole chain, like being inscribed in a knot and so on. And the dwarves are just watching it. That's all they're doing.
Yep.
As, yeah,
What's up with the circles or the
Yeah.
squares there?
so as you get closer to the desk, there is a piece of paper on them. And when you go to, say, I'm assuming you're gonna examine it, I guess.
Hmm.
All right. go ahead and-
Investigation on it. 12 plus 3, 15.
So you don't really. What you can make out is its forms teachings, and it seems like this was a hall for a Templar-like faction that used to be down. They had all the tenets of Templars. They were peacemakers, stuff like that.
Don't die.
And the other two. What are you guys doing?
Anna reach back and pulls out an arrow and just starts trying to jimmy it and lock.
Why do I have this feeling by the time you two give up and ask Keith to help him open the lock, it's just gonna be covered in like all of your
I
weapons?
have an idea for next one. Don't worry.
Oh,
Okay,
dear
go
God.
ahead and roll a d20 for me. I'm not sure what to put that at because it's not really strength, but it's not sleight of hand either because you just kind of shoving an arrow into the lock.
The D20 was a 16.
Okay, so you got the arrowhead into the lock. Now what? Now what? Now what's the plan with it?
I'm gonna jimmy it to try to unlock it.
So you're gonna try to lockpick with it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
What do you mean?
So you roll d20 twice and take the lower number.
14.
So you get it into the position to start lockpicking, and you get it like where the pins would be. You go again.
2d20s again.
Yep. Because you're trying to get in a giant arrowhead into a small lock.
1.
Fuck off! You're doing it wrong. Let me try.
So as soon as you go to try, you both like pull on the arrow a smidge, and you just hear. Now the arrow doesn't move.
I'm gonna try to take out my other I'm gonna take my other dagger out of my pack
Okay.
and try to take out the hinges from the back of this chest.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
18.
Okay. So you go to do that, and you get it halfway through the first one. But you can remove your dagger. Your dagger didn't get stuck or anything. But you got about the top half of that first one came.
Okay. Now be careful. Be careful.
Careful, SpongeBob.
I'm gonna try to do the other one.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good look.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 3.
So you go for the second one, and you jam your dagger in between it a smidge, and then it gets stuck. And now you can't get it out.
My daggers.
While she's doing that, Anna's digging around in her pack and pulls out 2 daggers.
I'm just letting you guys have fun while I figure out my backpack for a minute.
Yep.
She pulls out 2
Okay.
daggers and went, "Oh, I have these."
Oh, good. We can use it to pry open the other one.
Okay. What do you want to do with the 2 daggers?
Hold
I think you know the answer here.
on. My brain's gone. I've been laughing too hard. Anna's gonna go around to the back of the chest and
Mm-hmm.
start trying. She's gonna continue to try and pry the hinges off.
Okay.
This is so fucking funny.
Okay. That's what she's going to do.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for strength.
Yep.
Okay.
Strength check again.
Watch it end up being like toilet paper.
The 16.
Okay. So you go for the hinge, right?
Yes.
Okay. And let's see. You rolled a 16.
14 plus my 2 strength.
Okay. So you got the second one starting to wiggle, But the other dagger that's kind of in the way now of getting the other hinge off is making it a little more difficult. But the dagger has not started moving. But the hinge has.
Just kick the dagger. You're stronger than me. Just kick it. I'm sure it'll break off.
Everyone say hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
my god. They have 3 weapons technically stuck in a chest right now.
Anna, I'm telling you, just kick the hinge. Just kick it.
But while they're doing all their shit,
Mhm.
Keith remembers that he has that fucking half plate chest piece in his fucking bag. Since
Yeah.
he has a stone table, he's gonna pull it out and like start defacing the emblem on the front of it and shit.
Okay.
So
And
Anna,
that was
know.
the Shaw one.
Hmm?
That was the Shaw chest plate.
Yeah.
Yes.
and Anna's gonna go around to the side to line up with the edge of the hinge, and
Mhm.
she's gonna go to kick it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 in strength for me.
This is not a good idea.
17.
Okay. So the hinge goes flying off, and the dagger goes from one chest and flies into the one adjacent to it and sticks into the side of it.
My dagger.
Well, there's one hinge.
So now you got both hinges off because she got the first one off. So now you can open the lid.
But
Mhm.
yeah,
You can do the honors.
I'm just over here using the small file for my thieves' tools and just kind of like trying to scratch off the emblem and shit.
Give me just roll a 20 for me, and then
11.
roll it. And thank you. 11. Okay, yeah. So it's coming off slowly, but it's pretty attached to it. Imagine that. But you're starting to make your way through it. So did you guys open the chest now?
Anna's gonna push the top of the chest off.
So
look inside.
okay. So your sword clanks to the ground, and the dagger gets embedded deeper in because you pushed it off the top of the lid that still had a dagger in its top.
Does that mean my dagger's like no?
You can check, yeah.
My dagger. I want to check.
So as you slide it off too, you check inside, and there's a bunch of just random papers. Nothing written on them. It has a ton of water damage in the bottom of it as well. And you don't find much of significance.
Worth it.
All of that for nothing.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 for your loot. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Is my dagger okay?
Let's see. Yeah, your dagger's fine. It's just stuck in the wood.
Well, I want to try to pull it out. I want to try to collect both my daggers.
Okay. So the one dagger's in a lid. So go ahead and roll strength for that one.
12.
What? How much? Sorry.
Well,
12.
So you go to pull it out, and you can't quite get it to start moving.
Oh.
But you feel that you're like super close to getting it out.
I mean, can I keep trying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, Anna just sees Czar like standing on top of the lid at this point and like grabbing with two hands and like trying to pull up on it.
Are you gonna help me or are you just gonna watch me?
Anna's gonna walk over to the other dagger and go to pull it out.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
19 plus 2, so 21.
Okay, so you got that one out immediately. Just pops clean out.
You know what? What though? That one's not stuck between a lid and a hard place.
There.
Do you want me to try to get that one out?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength. Just
And
get it to budge.
I got a 10.
So you're pulling on it, but not a lot of movement's coming from it.
Hey,
And
hey,
Anna's just sitting there watching you
hey,
stand over it and pulling on the dagger, and it just not really moving.
hey, Zara.
I can do it. I can do it.
You need a
I
little
know.
bit of assistance?
I know I can do this.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna let you do it because you seem like you really want to.
Okay.
Sorry, let's Anna try to open it up.
19 plus 2.
Okay, yeah. You walk right over, and it just tink, comes right out. You can flip me off all you want. You have a negative one.
I loosened it for you.
She hands both the daggers back to Zara. Here you go.
Zara just tucks them into her belt and like.
You gonna pick up your sword?
Anna looks down, picks up the sword, and sees it. But I can straighten this out later. Puts it back in your bag.
You go to put it back in the bag, and it doesn't fit in the sheath anymore. So now it's like sticking a good like 3 inches out of the sheath.
Do you think I can just hang my bag off of that?
I don't know.
We'll find out later. You want to see the classroom?
Yeah.
There's a classroom.
So you guys walk past the stone door playing with the hair still, and you go over to the other side. And you see Keith looks like he's working on armor.
Yeah, just
And
trying to scratch off the emblem on the front of the armor, which I rolled again. I got a 15.
but I would say you're about halfway done with it then. You sat there and you're able to get about halfway through it. So as you guys walk in, the long side here is ever shifting. It looks like just invisible creatures are just like carving things into stone and then it dissipating, going back to normal, and just recycling over and over. It seems to be like equations of some sort, and symbols that none of you recognize.
Do they feel important?
Not necessarily. You have nothing to like base them off of.
Okay. I never really liked school.
Lotus sticks her head in and goes, huh. I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna stick out in the hallway. I don't want the dwarves, the thingies, to be mad at me.
Why would they be mad at you? As he just
Because we attacked 2 of them in the other room.
I don't know about that.
You don't know that.
but the one in the other room said it is what it is.
You're
They will
right.
attack if they're being attacked.
We're in here and we're not being attacked yet.
Steps in. I guess it's fine. I guess.
Are you being attacked? Did you die?
But did you die?
Not at the moment. So at this point, yeah, it's just a long room that just looks like a high school room where all the desks and chairs are stone. Not a lot going on in here. The dwarves seem very like they're not really looking around or doing anything. They're just staring at the wall changing.
We probably shouldn't bug them.
And we should probably leave them to their devices. Should probably also think about using those beds in the other room to rest up. Might want to make sure it's okay if we can borrow them.
Well, go ask the one with the hair and see what he thinks.
I'm a little busy at the moment, would you mind?
What you doing?
Is she able to realize what the emblem is at this point with how much I've taken off?
Yeah, she'd be able to still recognize it. It's like warned against in her religion, so she's very it's very noticeable, even if it's only like a piece of it. So you could see scratching off Shaw's symbol on some armor.
Ah.
Can you roll an intelligence check?
Which one of us?
Czar. Because I believe you didn't tell her you found the armor.
On the floor, it's 15. So let me
Okay,
see.
you suddenly remember him not telling you about the armor,
So,
and you told him before not to go in there or take anything.
so where'd you get the armor from?
Found it.
Found it where?
Doesn't seem to be that important at the moment.
If you say so. I'm not the one messing with strange gods that they don't know anything about.
Hmm.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. Zara's gonna go talk to the guy with the hair.
Okay. So as you walk in, he's still playing with the hair and just kind of sitting on the ground, not doing much else.
Hey, friend.
He looks over. Yes.
It's the dogs.
Dog.
Are we cool to take a nap here for a little bit?
He just goes back to the hair.
Do you think we'd get in trouble or anything?
Looks back towards you and just goes, "We don't sleep."
So you're not using those beds then?
No.
So can we use them?
Looks around. I don't think anyone would care.
Sick. He says it's cool.
So you hear from yelling from the other room. Lotus immediately goes in, runs over to one in the corner, and just plops right down.
Is it like a stone bed? Can't be very comfy if they're not used
Yeah,
to
it's a stone bed, and all you see is her like belly flop into it, and you just hear, "Bam! Ow! These are beds."
Well, if they're made of stone. Not too bright over there.
She just sits there and crosses her arms and just looks super upset about the whole situation. Just goes, "This is stupid. No one sleeps on these."
Sounds like a temper tantrum.
Sounds like that's what he just said.
Alright, so I went ahead and just rolled 3 more times to try and finish this
Okay.
up. I got a 3, an 11, and then a 16.
Okay, so at this point, you've pretty well gotten it off. You could pry it off pretty easily now.
Okay.
I want to go explore the rest of the temple.
I'm gonna go ahead and equip that then, now that the emblem is gone.
Okay. So as you put it on, you immediately feel like an overwhelming sense of darkness surround you. Even visually, suddenly everything gets darker and starts like enveloping the environment around you.
Fucking with gods he doesn't know anything about.
Well, that seems a little ominous.
Sounds a lot like consequences to our actions.
It seems like consequences to my actions. So,
Yep.
Yep.
That was an accidental roll, but I'll take it. Jesus Christ.
So go for it. What are you trying to do?
I guess this would be considered insight, wouldn't it? Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to take the armor back off and look at it and see if I can find like any sigils or anything on the inside of the armor that would make this happen.
So as
Or
soon as
figure
you
out
take
anything.
it off, you cannot.
Mm.
It like fused with your skin almost. Like taking it off feels like taking and ripping skin off.
Oh, well then.
Well,
Can we hear any of this going on?
there would be no noise so far. Unless
It's just the room I'm in is just incredibly dark and I'm trying to pull my skin off at the moment. I'm just ow. Okay, ow. Ow.
So as you do all that, it becomes completely dark for you. And then the one lady that looked like she was yelling at you, Shaw, that was chained up before, is across about 20 feet away from you all of a sudden. And you hear
Oops. Hello, Leon.
a soft voice going, "My Dark Inquisitor," and then sits there and looks at you for a moment and goes, "You are not who that armor belongs to. You made that deal, didn't you?"
He just immediately just like stands up straight and like straightens his clothes really quick. Yup. Yes, I am. And no, this armor seemed to have been in a tomb. So I figured it would have been better use to me and my party, but seeing how now it is fused with me, I don't know if it was a good idea to even take it.
He sits there, smiles, and goes, "Well, you did give me a way to communicate because some of my magic was left in it."
That much is understandable.
And then suddenly, instead of slowly sauntering towards you, she teleports next to you and grabs your hand and just goes, "There's a punishment for those that take what doesn't belong to them," and made the deal with the one thing causing gods not to be able to fix things.
I made a deal because if I didn't, he would have forced one on me. And probably would have killed my party along with our friend. So do with me what you will.
You mortals, you never get it. It's not about the now. It's about the eternity of the cycle around. And then suddenly she plunges a dagger into your palm of your hand. At first, there's no pain. And then she takes the dagger out and she leaves a dark mark that causes incredible pain, and you hit the floor and everything goes back to normal.
He doesn't necessarily scream out from the pain. He just more along the line of just goes, ah, but just loud enough for a whisper to go through the two sets of doors.
Okay. But everyone just hears like a whisper come through from the
Yeah,
hallway.
but just going, ah.
Must be the wind.
Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind.
But Anna peeks her head out and doesn't see anything in the hallway.
Oh, I would imagine that the door behind me is wide open. I'm just sitting there
Oh, I guess. Yeah,
looking at my
I
hand
realize,
in
yeah,
front
it's
of
probably
it,
wide open. So you see him like on the ground on his knees.
like holding his hand, just fuck.
You see like a black diamond in the middle of your hand on the underside of your palm now. So on
Oh, like the backside.
the back and the front.
Slowly walks over and went, okay.
Like through gritted teeth. Okay is depending on the situation I put myself in.
What happened? Why are you on the floor? Stand up.
He just puts his other hand out with a finger up. Just give me a minute. I have learned a harsh lesson of messing with things that you don't know anything about.
Well, yeah.
Just learned a harsh lesson of whatever that was.
Hmm. Not fucking with gods you know nothing about, huh?
You're in the other room. You probably don't even hear this conversation, lady. He just stands up, still staring at still staring at his hand. Does she see the black, like, embedded emerald, or I guess a black diamond? What exactly did you call it?
It was just a mark of some sort. You don't really know what it is, but if you had to take a guess, it doesn't look like a diamond or anything. It's just shaped like a diamond.
It's a black spot.
Yeah, it's just a black spot.
Oh, so it just looks like the diamond shape of like a
Yeah,
blade.
it has the diamond shape,
Okay.
but it's just a black spot.
Yeah, he's just looking at either side of his hand, just. Did they say that we can use the beds?
I mean, nobody here sleeps, I guess, so. You're all stoned.
Good. And he just, without saying a word about anything of what happened, he just walks out of the room across the other way.
So as you cross, she sees that you're in the armor. Make a perception check for me,
Who,
because
me?
you would be able to instantly see it,
Who, me or.
Czar.
Not 20 bitches.
Okay,
And then for
Once he's
perception,
walking
also
by,
I
like-
get extras. So
he walks by really quickly and looks like uncomfortable almost, trying to quickly walk past. And you just see the mark on his hand, and you immediately know that Shaw punishes people with an internal wound that will periodically cause a tense amount of pain.
fucking with gods you know nothing about, huh? Sounds pretty painful, huh? No, not in pain. Okay.
He doesn't say anything. He just sits on the edge of the bed facing towards the wall, pulls out his fucking ration and just eats it.
You're gonna sleep really well, huh? Stone
So Lotus turns over to him and goes, "Why do you have your armor on? Aren't we winding down to sleep?"
Oh no, don't worry. He'll take it off when he wants to, huh?
He's just quietly eating his food.
Anna sits there watching the entire interaction, goes, just sit out here in the hallway.
Wait, I want to go exploring.
Lotus goes up to Keith and just goes, you can take your armor off, you know. Like, it's already stone, so the beds aren't going to be very comfortable. Trust me, I found out the hard way. It kind of hurts as you see, like, a red spot on her forehead, just, like, slowly welting up. Just, like, found out the hard way. It kind of hurt. And I can't imagine being in armor trying to sleep.
Yeah, neither would I.
God, she's dense. Alright. I keep rolling extremely low for her, like, intelligence. So she's literally just going up to him and bothering the ever-living hell out of him, not catching that he's like, yeah, I get it. It's not gonna be great. She sits there and, like, sits down next to him and then, like, grabs one of the, shoulder, plate and, like, go and pulls. She goes, you can take it off, come on. We're all friends here. And you feel like your skin's being ripped apart now on the shoulder that is.
From the pain, he just instinctively shoves his arm to the side to shove her away.
So now she like falls off the bed and hits the ground and just goes, oh, fine. I'll just be over here minding my own business then. Walks away.
Just glares her down with a fucking tear in his eye, just fucking pissed.
I wanna go look at these things.
So as you're sitting there, you feel a pain from your hand. That's mild. It's not too terrible, but it's mild.
Like a light throbbing or something.
Yeah, it's throbbing. And while you're holding your rations, that hand is now like flashing purple whenever the pain activates. So it's pulsating purple every so often. So you go all the way up to the bridge now. And this is a, how to put it?
Rations.
It's over a very large river that seems to be rushing really, really fast below you. And it's only like 20, 30 feet below you, so it's not even that far, and seems to be going like 100, 200 miles an hour of water just gushing down from left to right.
That's spooky. Don't fall in there.
The fuck is that thing? You know what? We'll find out when we get there. That's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a bridge with in the middle of the bridge, it's a flat bridge. So there's no stairs or anything. Has that insignia of a white plate armor, hand of it, in a fist. And it's like up on the buildings on the left and right as well that you can see facing the river. Which you know the religious symbol of, so. And it's just, how to put, brimstone bricks is how the bridge and the environment is built around. And it's still in a cave, so like the top of it still has like the stalactites, stuff like that up top. And the river down below has coarser, rough earth down there. And then the buildings stand on that. But there's nothing that you can see from where you are other than two doors at the end that lead from one room to the other.
Okay, stay very close to the middle. That water's going real fast.
I won't go any closer to the edge because I can't swim.
The water's going real fast. I want to look at the doors.
So the doors on these two, instead of being like a wooden door, like the other two were like wooden, double wooden doors. These ones are more shaped metal into a door. They're like rough plated, like a rough plate of metal that is acting like a door.
Is there any writing or anything on them?
What?
Is there any writing on them?
No, it looks very like someone went over to like a blacksmith and said, just hammer out something to cover a door.
Okay.
So it's not straight, it's very dented, very like it just worked type situation.
Those don't look right. I mean, if we're in a temple, that sounds wrong.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I don't want to touch them. That's that.
So at this point, you can choose left or right door. Or you guys want to talk about what you want to do, that's the option too.
Keith gets up and walks up to join them while mumbling to himself, where the hell did those two run off to? I'm guessing that didn't get through.
No.
No, that
What the-
came through. I heard it.
Oh, I had to turn them up. It's fine.
Said Keith gets up and goes to find them to join him while mumbling to himself as he walks out of the room, where the hell did those two run off to?
Yeah. So you do that, and you're about halfway across the bridge, and you see them on the other side with the two doors.
Do you want to go left or do you want to go right?
Yeah, you said you didn't want to touch the doors.
I'm not touching them. Do you
I'm
want to go right or do you want to go left?
I don't know. Kind of scares me what's behind those doors.
The doors look weird. I don't
I mean, if you don't want to touch them, I'll touch
touch them.
them.
What the hell are you two doing?
She just goes up and touches the door. I touched it, see?
I touched the butt.
So you go up and poke the door, right? But you didn't see any hinges on it, so you go and poke it, and it slowly falls and slams on the ground with a big loud clank.
Told you not to touch it.
Oh. That's scary.
And as you
Anyway.
see in the room, there are 4 tables filled with a bunch of just random pieces of armor that look half finished.
Anyway. It just
And
walks right on it.
Stone dwarves are like banging on them, but since they're not heated, it's not doing anything. And at the end of it is a forge that looks like it hasn't been lit in a long time. There's also a small chest near one of them.
Don't do it.
It looks safe in here, guys.
Sarah's gonna turn to Keith and go, don't touch the chest without talking to them first. Don't hit them without talking to them first.
Why did you two break the door?
It wasn't attached.
It wasn't
Mm. And just quietly just fucking walks in. Like, still holding his hand and rubbing it.
So there's nothing in particular. It's all like stonemason metal masonry tools are scattered everywhere. It looks like a group of people used to blacksmith for this area.
Can I talk
But
to
it
the
seems like they left in a hurry because all the tools are still scattered and half done pieces are everywhere.
Can I talk to one of the guys?
Yeah. So one of them is just banging on a piece of what looks to be what's supposed to be chest armor.
Hi, friend.
It slowly looks up and just goes, "Hi."
So, what you doing?
Sits there and bangs on the chest plate some more and just looks back up. This is what we were told to do. This is what we were made for.
You do know you're not going to get very far with cold steel, right?
Looks to Keith and goes, "We have no other choice. We were told to finish."
What were you told to do?
Looks to Czar and just goes, "To finish the armor for the champion of Tor."
Who was the champion of Tor?
It sits there and looks at you for a moment, then goes banging on the armor.
What is the armor for? Or, why?
Those were both bad rolls. What was my investigation again? 3. So first one, 7. Yeah, it's not gonna show me anything.
Can we try to light the forge?
That's what I was going to do. Go up to
Do
the
we want
forge
to?
and look at it.
Because what if we have to fight the champion? Do we want them to have armor?
Oh,
So
Keith
Keith
walks up to the
knows
forge.
from the paper that he had before that the Templars of Torm were very good people. They weren't. They were used in war only as a last resort.
Gotcha.
Oh, so they were like the Hail Mary.
Basically, whatever side got them on the side won the majority of the time.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try to light the forge for him. Can we try to light the forge?
Yeah, you can definitely try to light it. It doesn't look like it's been lit in forever. So a lot of the coal and stuff like that has water in it. It would be pretty difficult to light now. And even if you got it going, you don't know how long it would stay lit.
Or hot. Or how hot it would go.
Yeah.
Keith sees the one next to the fucking chest and turns to him. You. What's in the chest?
Polite.
It immediately turns around and goes, "That's the secrets of how we make our armor."
Take it be out of the question to see inside.
Sits there for a moment. Goes, "I don't see necessarily a problem with seeing it, but you can't take it with you."
because Keith's curiosity is literally any closed chest should be opened to
Mhm.
everyone. He's just gonna nod, walk over, and open the chest and just look inside of it.
Pops right open, and it has a lot of schematics and a lot of written down of how they smelted their iron into giving it a whiter sheen. So that way, like Torm's whole thing was the Templars were white, or their armor resembled pure. So they had a special way of making their armor to resemble that. It looks like they mixed iron with a celestial wood that would go underneath it, and it would give the quality of white when the iron was done being made. So there's just a ton of schematics of how to make like the helmet, the chest, all of the pieces of armor, weapons, and stuff like that. And when you skim over the weapon one, the one weapon that you have sheathed is identical to the one in the schematic.
Well, they did say as long we cannot take what is in here with us, but we are allowed to look at them.
Yep.
So he's going to pull the, I don't know, information about the sword and kind of read it and flip through whatever pages are there.
Yeah. So the sword schematic, it has a lot of writings on it. The writings are mainly like how to get it forged correctly, stuff like that at first. And then it goes to more of the ritual ceremony of them knighting someone for the Templar order that they had. It goes into a lot of depth of like once someone did an accomplishment with a regular iron sword, that they would forge one using their methods, and they would have to fight a Templar and win, not necessarily killing them, but winning the fight to then stand next to them. And then they would be granted their sword after. But nothing says anything about them unsheathing and transforming and doing.
Okay. Then he's just going to go ahead and put the paper back in and close the lid. And gives a nod to the guy that's probably watching him carefully.
Oh yeah, he's
Sure.
sitting there watching you, and every time you like flip through, he's like almost like tenses up, almost as if don't break it, don't break it.
And Keith is just being super ginger with it and gentle, just trying to take the utmost care with everything that he's doing at that exact moment.
So all of you see just pieces of stuff lying everywhere.
So
Zar, you would know that their iron is one of the strongest ones in the land right now because of how your religion knowledge would give you that insight.
okay. How can we get some
But
of
for
these
you,
items?
the Templars themselves haven't been seen in like 15 years, and no one knows why.
Mm. So have you guys just been hiding down here making armor? Trying to make
Looks
armor?
to Zar and just goes, "We do as we're told."
Can we help you?
We cannot accept outside help
That's a bummer.
with the armor forge.
Who should we talk to?
Points back out towards the door that's now on the ground. Goes, the other room has what you see.
Well, you heard him, guys.
Keith's already out of the room and standing in front of the other door.
Anna just walks up to the other door and pushes on it.
I guess I'll catch up to them. Moseys along real slow.
So as all that happened, you all hear like frantic running behind you, and just Lotus comes out of nowhere and just goes, "You guys left me back there."
Not our fault you weren't with us.
I was trying to figure out how to make the bed comfier, and it didn't work.
And Keith is just sighing like, oh dear fucking god. I miss Saj.
Do you say that under your breath?
Yep.
Yeah, hold on then. Do. Okay, she's oblivious. She rolled a 2.
What a
I
dingbat.
hear nothing.
And it's just
This
gonna.
door has hinges, so this one actually is attached to the wall, so it just propped up.
Still not touching it.
Is it a push or a pull?
You'll figure it out. There's no handle.
That means nothing in this world.
Exactly.
Keith just takes a step back and just lets her figure it out. Just
Anna goes to push with both hands on the door like a little kid running through doors. Just full force.
Just full force.
Full force.
Like your whole body is going into it too. So it goes wide open and slams into the wall on the right side, and you face plant in the doorway.
You feel better?
I wasn't gonna touch it.
She jumps up. I'm okay.
So as you do that, everyone can see a knight in the white armor. He has a red cloth over the armor, and that symbol is on the chest and the back of him. And he's just sitting in a room just by himself. Just not saying anything. He didn't even register that the door got swung open.
Hey, are you a Templar?
It like sits up all the way, and this thing is like 20 foot tall, and slowly like looks over, and you would recognize immediately the faceplate being Tormund himself.
Nope, not a Templar. Hey guys, this is Torm. Zara's gonna like curtsy a little bit and be like, Torm.
And in a like deep voice that kind of echoes through the whole room, just you hear, "Leave me alone."
Can't do that, buddy. No offense.
Turns more to look at you now instead of just looking over his shoulder, and just like, Why not?
Yes, we were sent.
Lotus suddenly like pushes past everybody and starts walking towards him and just goes, "You! We're looking for you!" And sits there and goes,
You're
"Hades
looking
needs
for
you!"
him.
And you see like in the armor just like it sit up a little straighter and kind of looking up half up at just like the wall and just like creaking his head to the side just goes, "Hades of all people decides to let people trespass on my temple? Just like that's it? Just adventures he doesn't come himself?"
So, do we see this ring on the floor?
Yeah, so you see that ring, and it's not anything major right now. It just looks like a silvery white ring.
Okay.
It's not a solid ring. It literally is like a line around.
Keith walks up to the edge of the ring. Well, he wasn't necessarily the one that sent us here. The other one
Us.
sent us here.
The other one.
Keith just smiles. The one who looks over the underworld? Truly?
You see the posture of him go from more like, "God, there's people in my temple, I don't want to be here," to suddenly like more squaring up and more intimidating than he was before a second ago. "I need you to leave."
Zora's just gonna like sneak
Lotus
around
sits there and goes,
inside.
"I don't know about them, but Hades sent me. Can I talk to you at least? Or do I gotta leave as well since they were with me? What's the technicality here?"
Lotus, you should probably get out of the circle.
Lotus just looks back at you and goes, "It's fine." And then Torb just sits there and goes, "You need to leave now. Not in 5 minutes. I do not wish to talk to anybody."
Now, I'm not with either of them. I just got like 2 questions and I'm done. I'll leave. I bowed.
Bizarre and goes, that's the only one that can stay in the room. She showed respect walking in."
She
Keith
just turns slightly.
Okay, goodbye. Thanks for entertaining me.
She just like
Wait, can she stay? She's with me.
Keith
Just sits
nods.
there and goes, "No." Lotus sits there and goes, "Fine. As long as someone tells them what's going on." Just walks out of the room with attitude and just like clearly he's just like, "Well, fuck, come on now."
Keith nods, pulls the armor sash from his pocket and the sword from his back and sets them both just inside the circle, like neatly folded and
As you
looking
put
as respectful
the
as
sword,
possible and setting
Yeah,
it
as-
inside the circle.
as you put the sword in the circle goes from silver to dark and like resonating black goes around. He looks immediately at that sword and says, "That needs taken away. As far away as possible."
Just immediately like removes
He's
the
like, "I
sword,
don't
sets
care what
that
it
on the
looks
ground,
like."
and pulls the sword back out. Like, that was not my intent. I do apologize for that. If you don't mind me asking, why is the sword so
He
like
comes
it is?
forward, bends his knee to get as close to your face as possible, and just goes, "That's the reason everyone's gone." And
He just
stands
looks at
back
the sword
up.
again. Looks at the sword, looks back at him. I've unsheathed this. Well, not necessarily accidentally. I just wanted to see the fine craftsmanship of the blade. And what
He puts
the
his hands
hell
on his
is
hip,
this?
turning away from you, and just goes, "Then it's too late for you.
What do you mean?
It'll start speaking to you soon. I don't know what's in the blade.
I don't know what's in this chest armor either, but I've heard voice from there too.
Then you're about to have a second visitor. But the second
Yes.
one, no one can stop."
He just nods and points at the folded up.
I stopped being able to hear Brandon. I've stopped being able to hear everybody. Okay, I will be right back. Let me play this one first.
Okay.
That was important. Should I have been
There we
taking
go.
notes?
No, I hear.
Oh, good.
What was the last thing said? Sorry.
Sword bad.
Sword
Yeah, the
bad.
sword
Okay.
has something that is going to commune with Keith very soon, and the forum said there's nothing anyone can do to stop
Ugh.
Keith is fucked. Yeah,
it.
that's the short and thick of things. Keith is fucked. All sorts of fucked.
Fox and
Well, I'm
Stan.
so glad you were the one that like chose a character that loves to grab and just like not think about it. It's so
Yeah.
good to me.
Yeah. Well,
Fine.
anyways, he points at the sash with the emblem facing up, beautifully folded and presented with care. And take that as a sign of respect to you. I do apologize I did not show it when I first came in. To me, you were just a Templar sitting in a circle. And he just, without saying another word, just turns around and walks back out the door.
So as you walk out of the door, nothing in particular happens. Yeah. Go ahead. He turns back around towards Czar and sits on the ground. Just goes, "What was the questions you had?" So
I didn't
normally
think you were
this
gonna
voice
get this
is
far,
very
so.
loud and echoey, but everyone on the other side of the door can't hear a thing.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd get this far. No idea what that lady was talking about. I've just been along for the ride. People aren't dying. Hades is collecting people to fight the thing, which I think we know who the thing is. But honestly, like,
So there's something going on. Is that why no one's communicating?
correct. We saw Shaw and my goddess, my lovely goddess, Saloon. We saw them talk to Saloon for like a hair. She didn't really say too much that I remember. Shaw, I didn't say anything to me, but she looked angry. Everyone was angry. We don't know really what's going on, but there's a bad guy. Can you help us, please?
Can we at least hear Zara's voice from the outside?
Yes, you can hear Zara's, but every time Yorm speaks, you will not be, or Torm speaks, you will not be able to hear it. He sits there and goes, try communicating with Hades. See if he will come and communicate, talk maybe.
How?
Looks right at her and just goes, how do you commune with your goddess?
Well, we have a special relation where I don't really like talk to her. I sing a little bit, she shows me a little picture, we talk a little bit in the dream world, and then
He sits there and just looks around a moment and just goes, okay. And then, you know,
I did like traditional prayer stuff from like my temple days, but I haven't done that in a hot minute.
that they're like, it's fine, give me a minute. And he sits there and says in like the loudest booming voice that shakes. So everything suddenly shakes for everyone outside, by the way. And just, you just hear him yell Hades. And just sits there a moment. And you guys outside see a green mist go like from where you entered to slipping under the door.
Oh, bye, Hades.
And suddenly Hades appears next to Zara and just sits there and goes, I'm not gonna lie, that was terrifying.
There you are. You never told us how to reach you.
I couldn't find him before. And then Yorm just sits there and goes, okay. Now, what is this about things happening? And then Hades sits there and goes, well, I haven't totally been completely honest with them.
Again? Nah.
What's happening
Zara's
right
gonna turn to Hades real fast and go, listen, every time we see you, you're telling us that you've lied to us. And that's not cool.
To be fair, it's because there's things that if I explained, no one would help at that.
You see what I have to work with? She turns to Thorm and goes, you see what I have to work with?
Torm just sits there and just thinks, you're the shittiest god I think we've had in a while, Hades.
Gods, right? Okay.
Keith just like slips in the door. Oh,
Get the fuck out.
hmm.
Torm sits there and just goes, let me guess, you haven't told any of them anything you were about to tell me? Hades sits there and looks behind and sees that you came in. You know, no, but hear me out.
Hades, listen, we're gonna stop being your friend.
I try to kind of keep it under wraps so no one could get angry with it.
We're gonna stop being your friend.
Everyone
I'm
outside
curious.
is Torm at this point just say, get in here. Your god's an asshole.
Not my god, motherfucker.
Keith sets the blade up against the wall and just walks up to the edge of the ring again. I don't know if this is going to work. We might be able to get a third god in this conversation.
And how's that?
And without saying another word, he just steps through the fucking circle.
A ring appears around. Instead of being silver, it turns purple. Shadowy flames come out of it. And then about, I don't know, hold on, I can add a fucking object for it. Give me a moment to find.
DM has to DM.
Oh no.
So suddenly, about 50 feet away, you recognize Shaw sitting there. And just like, suddenly appearing, and she looks around. What did you... And looks at Keith and goes, "You're cheating. I don't like it."
No, I'm not cheating. I'm just using what I accidentally figured out. Now, apparently that blade up against the wall that looks so fucking pretty, no one else should touch and open it, is bad. Somebody start explaining what is actually going on.
Anna's just standing back in the back with disapproving eyes of everybody and had like a disappointed mom.
So Hades was here, and then he steps in the circle and goes right about there. And just sits there and turns around and looks at everyone and is like, okay. So, how to explain this? So sometimes gods, when we transport from one thing to another thing, sometimes get separated from themselves and leaving two halves.
That sounds like a
was
very bad version of the Birds and the Bees talk.
When a mommy god and a daddy god love themselves very much.
They go
separate
back to
themselves.
Earth. Zeus? Is that you?
So Hades sits there and goes, so the one thing you found in the Shadowfell is me, but it's not me. So before I went from commanding over the underworld, now it's the underworld got moved into more of a in between instead of a place of result.
And under Keith's breath, just hell.
But the side of me that stayed, let's just say, wasn't happy with the arrangement. You know, like how I wasn't happy with the arrangement to begin with, and tried to overthrow the gods a few times because of it. Torment at this point just sits there and is just like one hand on his head and just goes, "Yeah, you weren't happy with the arrangement of things, of all things, the arrangement, and now we're dealing with whatever you guys are about to tell me." Shaw sits there and goes, "I wouldn't have known any better. You would have taken my spot as trickery at this point." And then Hades sits there a moment and goes, Don't need that right now. Shush. Don't need that right now.
Have you met Loki?
So now, the other side of me has found a magic from the Shadowfell to bind people, souls, other things like gods, to him. I haven't figured out how he's doing it yet. But every time someone thinks they're talking to me, and something happens, and then I don't hear from them. I don't know what the process is, but so far he's gotten all the gods besides, well, technically me and Torb, but Shaw, how the fuck are you here? Shaw
That's
just
not
kind of
important.
really points at fucking Keith and goes, "That dipshit stole something from me."
I
And then
didn't
decided to
steal.
put it on.
Playing with things of gods that you don't understand.
And then
Shaw, I
goes
told
up to
him.
Hades and just goes, "If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I don't want to be here.
But
I'd
it's a
rather just sit
necessity.
in the sidelines and have other people fucking do it. And that's how I trick people into doing my shit. But now I'm here, having to help you guys now. I don't want to be here."
And then Keith just quietly under his breath. "Eh, thief's a thief."
Sucks to
You
suck.
see Shaw just ever so slightly, like, tilt her head at you, like, really? You want to have this conversation now?
Now, curiosity.
I mean, if you want.
No, curiosity. Is Shaw actually there, or is this like Phantom
You want to make an
Shaw?
insight check for me?
Yeah. 6 plus 3, 9.
As far as you can tell, this is her in some way.
Can I throw a pebble?
Just fucking antagonize the gods. I
Okay.
mean, technically, she might be safe outside the circle.
Oh, no,
Go ahead
the
and roll a
thing is,
d20.
I mean, she's kind of like the opposite of my goddess.
Yeah, true.
11.
So you throw the pebble, and it hits her in the shoulder. It bounces off. She looks over at it, looks at the group that it could have been. Whoever threw that, I will find out, and I will cause pain.
I'll
Fuck
take the
bitch.
pain.
Anna's into it.
And then immediately, I apologize for my idiots.
She's not your goddess.
No, but apparently I am her vestige now.
Vintage.
Hades sits there and just goes, "Okay, I get what's going on, okay? No one wants to be here. I get it. I really do. But can we get back on track and stop trying to kill me or, like, threaten me for 5 minutes?"
I'm not trying to threaten you. I'm just trying to get answers, sir.
You're not. I'm not talking about the mortals over there. I'm talking to the other two gods.
I mean, I didn't know if he was going to like stare at Keith because Keith literally brought Shaw into this fucking conversation.
Okay,
Hey,
guys, you have your
I'm
fun.
glad that Shaw is here. To a point. I don't know how much you can actually help from where you are. And she sits there and just looks like he just like pushed her dog into the water. And just like, "I can do things."
Stuck on chains.
Looks at Ethan, goes, "I can hurt him occasionally." And that's because he put the, you know?
Well, that just seems counterintuitive.
Crosses her
Wrong
arms and just
information?
looks very annoyed and just goes, I know I can't do much, thank you. You don't have to point out the obvious. I'm still chained, okay? And Hades turns real fast and goes, You're what? And she's like, I'm chained? And he looks back at the rest of you. Did you see this?
We told you we saw this, didn't we?
Mhm.
I
Unless
swore I said the gods
What
were
kind
in the temple with the things and the stuff, and then there was a shovel.
wait, Hades, have we actually talked before?
He was
Sits
there when
there,
we jumped into the thing. Didn't you
looks
see
at
that?
all of you and just sits there and goes, I didn't. Who are these people? And why are they talking? And all the gods kind of look at each other and goes, and turns back. Who have you been communicating with?
I think I know who.
You were there though. You
Keith just like tells them to shut up. I'm like, Hades, you
Looks at
spoke
Keith.
about splitting yourself.
Yes.
You also spoke about how when people think they are talking to you, they are actually talking to this other you. Correct?
One gun had gotten back to me. Saloon told me that she had talked to me the day before. I suddenly couldn't communicate to her again, yes.
Does this other you prefer red but will sometimes dress thyself in green?
thyself.
Sits there a moment and goes, my powers tend to be green, but since he went into the Shadowfell, it is not out of the realm of possibility.
Keith just leans forward. I'm like, does Lucy ring a bell?
Sits there a moment, thinks to himself.
Because he was banished from being able to say Lucifer entirely. But
Yeah. There was a demon long time ago. But I think his name was Lucifer, not Lucy.
and now they heard it. Thank fucking God I can finally say his name. Yes, Lucifer.
As you say that, you like sense in the back of your head, it just like someone just going, motherfucker.
I was not the one to say it. I am free, at least in front of these assholes.
Sits there, Hades is like, what does he have anything to do with what's going on?
He is making deals, whether we want to make them or against our will.
He has my soul! Anna just yells out.
All three of the goddesses look at her and go, what do you mean he has? Like, all of them just kind of give the, like, what? And
No.
Hades sits there and goes, what do you mean he has your soul?
I sold my soul? To
Keith just
protect
flips around and
this one?
stares at her like, I told you not to make a deal.
Well, too bad. He wanted Zara. I don't want anything to happen to Zara.
I already
So-
made a deal with him that
Well-
none of us were to be touched.
See, here's the thing.
And now everything's fucking laid out on the table. In this one conversation, every fucking secret is laid out on the table.
Here's the thing. I also asked that, shovel not be touched either?
He immediately just puts his finger up. You what? Okay, that's fair.
So...
He sits there a moment and goes, "What did he want in return other than that? Or is he just asking for souls here?"
As far as me, he just wanted my soul.
And Keith just kind of just stops himself mid sentence. Just
Hades finally just walks up to you and just goes, "Whatever it is, we need to know, so we know what he's planning in some way, or if it has any significance to any of the gods standing there."
And Keith just leans forward to where only Hades will hear him. I don't know exactly what he's planning, but he forced me to be at his every beck and call.
He sits there a moment thinking, okay. Turns to the other two gods. "Well, looks like we have an imposter. Not only do we have an imposter, but it sounds like he's gaining power like none other." Shaw sits there and goes, "I wasn't talking to you then." Hades just kind of looks over and goes, "No, I wasn't talking to you." She sits there and goes, "You asked me if I helped you rebel against the gods, I would have a higher place and not be where I am. I would not be the goddess of trickery anymore."
Zara's
And
just gonna
Hades just kind of sits there a moment and goes, and looks at you guys and just sits there and goes, "He makes deals to tie people down."
Zara's just gonna put her hands up for 2 seconds and then start pointing at everyone. "You dumb motherfuckers!"
Corm just kind of sits there and goes, "I kind of agree with her, to be completely honest. Why would we be making deals? The lines of fate have been drawn. You can't change them. The more we fight against it, the more things tend to happen. You should know this of all people. You can't fight it. It always happens." Shaw just kind of looks around like, "Oh, I got away with not being scolded." And then Torm just immediately looks at her and goes, "You of all people, you are the goddess of trickery and you got tricked into agreeing with something.
Dumb.
You should be ashamed of the title you have." And then both of them snap back at him and go, "You lost your entire Inquisition over a sword."
And Keith just points at, "And you told me it was that one that I found in one of your chests. Sorry for stealing."
Motherfucker.
And now you tell me that there is going to be another voice in my head on top of this purple bitch and the red bitch.
Shaw sits there and looks at you and goes, "There's another one? How many people did you fucking piss off?"
How many voices are going to be in my head, man?
Slut.
She looks right at you and says, "Stop putting things on before knowing what they are."
I didn't put that one on. I just accidentally slightly pulled it out of its sheath and it changed form.
Slightly on purpose.
And then he walks over, walks back out of the circle, pulls the fucking sword up, and slips it out. And everyone fucking sees what happens.
Disappears.
What?
Shaw disappeared because he walked out of the circle.
And now the flames went from purple to green.
I will bring her back in a minute. What the fuck is this?
Hades turns, and Yorm also just looks at it and goes, "That's dangerous. That, you think, you don't make a deal with this thing. It's a sentient sword.
That sounds scary.
Slams it back into the sheath and slams it against the wall. And what the hell is a sentient sword? As he's stepping back into the circle.
Shaw pops up, but she's like turned around and looks around like,
Where did they go just now?
don't do that! I was in the middle of something!
I'm sorry, do you want me to bring the demon sword in here? Into the
George,
circle where you are.
You will not bring that in. You don't want that thing to appear. They all the gods kind of look at themselves real fast and then look back at you and goes, okay. At the beginning of time, there were things that created everything, correct? When
Well,
things
assume
create
so.
things, there's always something to destroy said created thing. Someone took one of the Templar swords and puts one of the creatures that destroys everything inside of it. So anytime you cut things, anytime you kill people with that, it will be gone. But it's not just gone, you're feeding the thing in it. It does get stronger in doing so. But then it slowly corrupts you, and then you don't have a choice. Problem is, as soon as you unsheath it in any way, it will then start talking to you eventually, and then corrupting you, and eventually you'll start using it without even realizing you're using it. One of my Templars got a hold of it, unknowing to him what it was. Then he sat there and killed everyone then himself with the sword. Which is why there's no one here.
What's up with
The
this?
dwarves are my creation.
There we go.
They help work the forges and teach people my teaching. Looks at Zara and just goes, yes.
So, why the hair?
The hair?
Yeah, I gave one my hair and it went like cuckoo bananas.
Sits there a moment, grabs like the underside of his helmet as if like really thinking. That one might be a defect. That shouldn't be that.
No, he's a cutie pie and you leave him alone. He is my baby.
He seems pretty content.
He
with
hasn't done
pretty
anything
purple hair.
bad yet, so I don't have a reason to get rid of him.
Also, we might have accidentally killed some stone guy. Sorry, not sorry.
What did they do to you?
Scared us.
They saw us and we immediately
It
thought
scared us.
that they were going.
So,
We were
gets
terrified.
Notice
scared
just like
and
pops up
he
and
just
goes, I
attacked.
did that. I killed them. I kinda. The last time I saw things that were kind of like this, they were very angry and not happy with me. And
You're
very,
right. And Keith just points over at her like, "You're right. You told us not that those things were dangerous. That is why we killed them."
He sits there and like goes up to the line and just goes, "Yeah, I did that." Hades at this point is just like
They were
covering his
scary.
face and just goes, "Miss Reaper of mine, can you, I don't know, be any more less intelligent than you are? If you weren't good at your job, you wouldn't be here." She sits there a moment and goes, "You don't have to point out the obvious, okay?" And then he sits there and goes, wait a moment, how are you here? Realizing that Lotus was even here to begin with, Lotus just sits there and goes, You told me to be here, like, a while ago. We built a temple for you. You have very, very oddly specific classifications for it.
Keith just slowly looks over at her. Have you not learned anything from this conversation?
She sits there and goes, No, he told me to do it.
He
Hades
just
sits there, like,
slowly looks back over at Hades.
you could tell Hades is like dying inside, and just like, whoever you were talking to, Lotus, was not me. Lotus sits there for a moment. Please roll higher. No. One.
Money
going-
game on that, please. Please.
Sits
Which
there
one
and-
are you rolling?
The green one. The one right here.
Should you stick that one in prison?
So she rolled a 2, and then I rolled a
There
1
you go.
for this part. So she's dumber than a box of rocks.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm seeing 16.
I'm seeing 6.
She sits there and just like, you can tell like it's just not connecting in her brain of what the conversation's actually about. Hades sits there a moment and just goes, you know what? Just go sit outside, and I will come get you after.
Sweet summer child.
She just sits there and goes, okay, I'll be outside.
You know what? You should make lunch for us.
No, I'll end up just being fucking pig's balls and fucking eyeballs.
She would be
Hades sits there.
brilliant in lunch.
She's lucky that she can kill things and bring their souls where they need to be if they escape as quickly as she can. Otherwise, she would not be here. Anyway. Looks
Definitely
at
seems
the-
like the gods ran short on intelligence when making her. So,
What are we gonna do about it? Yorm, fucking Torm. There's another guy
Norm?
in Dark Souls 3, there's another dude called Yorm. And so my brain sits there and tries to correct to that, and that is not at all what it is. Torm sits there a moment and goes, I can't help with this. I don't have any Inquisitors left. I am also kind of off. Sits there a moment, just like kind of depressed at the moment. Okay,
Anna's got a sword, or Anna's got a sword. She can do it. She can be an inquisitor, can't she? Anna's got a sword.
You mean the sword that is
Yeah.
currently bent inside of the lock of a fucking chest?
There's a whole
It's-
team next door. They can fix it.
It's actually in my bag right now.
Yeah, see, Anna can be an inquisitor.
No.
She pulls it out, it just looks like a fucking boomerang.
Shaw sits
Keith
there.
just-
Okay. So there's an impersonator of you going around silencing everybody, myself included, clearly.
Check.
Considering I saw someone else make a deal over there and could do nothing about it, or warn him, or stop him, or yell at him
Dumb fuck Keith.
until now. I'll be yelling at you later.
Nah, I'm sure the cut on the hand is just enough for now.
You deserve that one.
Dumb fuck Keith.
Hades sits there a moment and just goes, okay. First things first, I need everyone to step in the circle.
Mm,
I don't like stepping in circles.
no.
a big fan of it.
Sits there and turns around. I need you to come into the circle so that way I can give you a blessing of protection against my other half.
Last time I jumped into a circle was because your other half told me to jump into a circle.
Sits there a moment, and it's just like, I get it. But also, I want to see if your God will communicate to us too, considering you are here as well. Or do you have anything of her that you can put in the circle if you don't want to step in yourself?
I have an amulet.
Mhm.
I have an amulet.
That keep was nice enough to hand you after he found it in a chest, along with
Well,
robes.
I think this was my holy symbol. Well, maybe, because I do have clothes in here. I have an amulet. I can throw that into the circle.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I keep?
No, you put it. I have the vestments which you gave me, but I didn't keep the tablet. We put it into the thing.
No, I thought I had the high priestess robes.
No, I have that. I've got the vestments.
Okay.
The amulet's actually mine. Fine, I'll get into the dumb circle. Better not freaking hurt me.
Nope.
A new player has entered. A new hand touches the beacon.
Dude.
She like tips a toe in first, and then gets in.
So as everyone gets in, the flames go from the purple from Shaw to a bright silver white with like stars coming out of it. Saloon appears next to Sean, which they're almost like identical, except for what they're wearing. They are basically twins, is the best way to put it. Then a deer pops out randomly and is on the other side, and it like steps in.
I did not even see the blue one get popped in.
Yeah. So a deer walks in. Anna would recognize that as her family's ancestral, like, that's their spirit animal, basically. Back in that village, they had those. So a deer suddenly appears.
Hey, wait! Who called my family? Why are they here?
Snitches.
What's going
I
on?
think you did.
What?
Hades sits there and looks at the deer and goes, "That's your family?"
Yeah.
Wood
Okay.
elf. Don't question it.
Hades looks at you, Yorm, fucking Torm. I can speak, I swear. Torm sits there and looks at the deer. This circle's made to draw gods in so we can communicate more. Why is there a deer?
What's up?
Saloon looks at Czar and just like slightly waves and just she flags like thank you for being one of my followers. I appreciate everything you do.
Keith is staring at the deer cock-headed. Would it be too far to suggest that it might be the king of the forest?
Thorn looks back.
Dear God.
The deer just kind of looks up at everyone and goes, "It's been a while." It just flat out speaks like a human.
Zara just like
Mm.
jumps back and hides behind Saloon like,
Not to be rude, but what or who are
It
you?
canters forward, in between the gods, and then stops and just looks at you. Because you were very spot on with yours. Every forest has an animal that protects said forest. The problem is, normally we don't talk to anybody or whatever's going on here. We normally keep to ourselves. But looks over at Anna and just goes, since her family was devoted to protecting the forest that I resided in, they gave offerings, stuff like that every so often. And then sits there a moment and looks down at the ground. I became a god. Hades looks back and goes, a deer became a fucking god?
And then immediately, Kiwi's just like, "Do you know about the fairies?"
You see Hades like put his head in his hands and just sits there and goes, anyone could become a fucking god today. Anyone. About anything. Anything can become a god now. Apparently a fucking deer that sits and does nothing about walking around in a fucking forest. And he gets a better view too.
speaking of gods and things being impossible, do you know about Shovel? My baby? My baby Shovel?
Shovel? All the gods kind of look at themselves like, what are you mean a shovel?
No.
Like you dig with the shovel?
No, my baby.
No, Shovel's good at digging, but he doesn't dig with shovel.
They kind of look to themselves, but that's what a shovel's used for.
No.
I believe his original name was Fork. That's not
Is?
helping the case.
They all look to themselves. What are they talking about? Each one of them looks just as confused as the other one. Saloon even sits there and goes, guys, maybe they're talking about not an inanimate object. I know it's hard with mortals sometimes, but we can kind of, ask questions instead of just assuming what it is.
Gods don't know how to do that.
I really
So
want to be an
it's,
asshole and just start naming off random inanimate objects, trying to pass them off as player.
Sits there and looks and just goes, what is this shovel you speak of?
He's my baby boy.
He is a what the fuck are they called? Not summons.
Familiar.
A familiar that we found in
The Shadowfell.
Lucifer. Yes, in the
Yeah,
Shadowfell, where we met with Lucifer, and he seems to only be good for digging. Therefore, his name is Shovel.
Shaw
And these
sits there a
two
moment and then
have
sits there and
become
goes, that bastard's held up in my fucking spot? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
which one said it?
Shaw.
Oh, that's your
His
place.
realm is the Shadowfell.
It's a great place. Lovely views.
Sits there and goes, better not be fucking with it and putting things in it.
Oh, you mean like
Good
1,000
as
of stone golems that are around?
Sits there and looks at him. What? He's doing what in there?
And I'm guessing your actual home is the castle at the end of the bridge.
No. The Shadowfell
Okay.
is going to send my Inquisitors to lose memory,
Yeah, that
and
doesn't
I
happen anymore.
forge them into my weapons, and they get out.
Okay. Apparently, we were not sent to the Shadowfell.
Realm, but I use it for more, not whatever you're saying.
So, the Shadowfell is not a massive abyss into darkness with a stone bridge leading to a very decrepit and rundown castle, correct?
No. It is a void, but it's not like it has
Sure.
rocks and stone and stuff for people to like bounce, actually like commune with, but that's about it.
Keith sits there and thinks for a minute. I'm gonna roll for personal thoughts.
Personal thoughts.
All right. This was how blunt he was going to be. And he got a 2.
So either he's not blunt at all, or he's very blunt, depending on which side you chose.
Well, the way that I see it is we have 2 options. We either got sent to the Shadowfell, and Lucy decided to fuck with it so bad that it's no longer even incomprehensible, or he took over your portal to the Shadowfell and completely made it to where it goes somewhere else. Because where we were, giant chasm to nothing, beneath a falling apart stone bridge, with a rundown castle at the end of it. You go down the stairs past the main gate where the 2 fucking golems are, and there is another pool at the bottom.
He sits there a moment and looks very just like irritated at the thought that he is in there. That looks at Hades. You're a bastard. You know that? You're just a fucking asshole.
This is his fault.
Hades sits there and just looks back and goes, I can't control what that one does. That's not how this works. Apparently he's been... What has he been doing? He turns up, you guys. You said you talked to me before. About what? What did you
Helping him.
do? Like, I know there has been the whole everything that's going on, but what is actually going on?
So we'd like to know.
But see, the first things first is the you that's not you, but is you. Sent us to go find Sean Salute.
Was that you?
I just met you guys like 2 minutes ago as this conversation started.
So that was not you.
Does Zatch
Yeah.
ring a bell?
That is another one of my Reapers, yes.
He was there with
Yeah.
us. And
Did you send him to go find adventurers to end what is happening?
No, I lost contact with him and Lotus.
I do apologize because the last time we saw him, the state he was in was not favorable.
He made a deal with the you that's not you.
That wasn't a good deal.
I do believe that the other you is taking control of the situation in all manner speaking.
He sits there a moment and goes, okay. So hold
What
on.
is
He
you
turns
know
to
what's going on.
Thorm and goes, this is a circle to communicate with gods, right? Thorm just sits there and goes, yes. And then Hades is like, then why isn't my other half here? Because he's like, the other ones have made a deal. There's 2 people apparently in this circle that have, well, I guess more than 2 now. There's 4 that have made a deal with him. Wouldn't that be strong enough of a connection to get them to show up?
He probably is already here.
Well, I will keep. Please be high. It is high. Yes. Okay. Keith immediately just gets a big ass smile on my head or on my face. So you're gonna hide behind me the entire time? Or are you actually gonna come out and stop being a little bitch? Because I did hear your voice.
So as you say that, the ring turns red, and chains start forming up and over, but they only go like 2 feet tall, so it's trapping everyone in now. And you just see him on the far side, just sitting there, but instead of looking like Hades now, he is clean shaven, has his hair
Nice
slicked back.
vestments on.
And is in more like fancier clothes for the time. And just like looks around and just goes, well, now,
I don't like him.
all of the gods quickly turn to look at him. Thorm gets up and like puts his hand out, and a giant warhammer appears in it. And just like you hear him just, we can just end it here then, and runs at him, and then like goes to slam, and then Lucifer just like pops up over here, and he's just gone. And Hades just kind of sits there and goes, Thor, you're not gonna hit him. Just, and then like Thor, not even thinking about it, is just chasing him around as he's teleporting. And finally, like, Lucifer just goes, you know what? I'll make a deal. You can hit me once. Let's make a deal. You can hit me once.
Don't make deals.
Don't make it. Don't take it. Not worth it.
Thor sits there and is about to like swing on him again, and then just like the warhammer disappears. His arms crossing, goes, "This is stupid."
Good boy.
Lucifer's like, "Damn, hoping I'd get him without."
No, you already have 4 of us.
Keith
And
is
then he
just
looks over
glaring
and
him
goes-
down with a fire in his eye.
He looks to his right and he just sees the deer and just goes, "Why is it a deer?"
It's my family. Leave my family alone.
Lucifer just sits there and goes, "Okay." Snaps his fingers. Red chains go around the deer, and it just disappears. Remember, I own you. Remember that.
My family.
Hades and all the other 2 gods. The Shah and Saloon are actually like side by side and just like not moving. All of a sudden, they haven't said a word. They haven't moved. And he just sits there and goes, and those two can go. And as soon as he says that, the red chains appear over them and they disappear. Thorm goes back to the center where he was. Hades now is going towards the center. Goes, okay. So at this point, Hades is speaking to Lucifer and goes, "You've been mimicking me, huh? Well, why? Like everything I've learned over forever is if you are destined to do nothing, you do nothing. Whatever fate has been strung out cannot be changed. He sits there, looks at Lucifer, and goes, I wonder what your fate was supposed to be. At this point, I'm going to use the blue thing again, because it's already still here. A small person is summoned behind it. She has some gold scissors. From, let's see. Zara knows this is one of the fates. The person that strews fate. They also cut the golden cords off of people, and that's how they die. They choose when people live or die.
I misheard you. I heard
Yeah.
pig, not
No.
feet. And
No,
so I'm just like,
no.
This is the pig.
I understand now.
No, this is the fate that controls and can see the strands. And she sits there a moment, and you can see a lot of golden strings pop up in front of her. And you can see that she's like, almost like a phone, like scrolling to the left, just like going through them. And then they see a bright red one. And she grabs a hold of it. And as soon as she grabs a hold of it, red chains appear over her, and she disappears.
No.
Hades sits there, looks over, and sees that happen and goes, you're playing a dangerous game that even gods don't dare to do. Because that's when higher powers come into play, where planes of existence clash and worlds end because of what you... That's the scheme of things that will occur if you continue. Lucifer just sits there a moment, smiles, and just goes, that's the plan. If the higher-ups come destroy everything, I will be the last one standing and make a deal with them. Then I can have them rewind, control everything. And you sadly won't be able to stop me by the time I'm done. Because every god I've made a deal with, every person I make a deal with, almost like having someone that worships you, that makes you a god. And I get that power as well. Sad thing is, every time there's a attack on a town, let's say, they know to take it to your temple, Hades, where it's not actually you healing them. But you're not healing them, per se. I'm making a deal with them that they will be healed in exchange. So they can have a second chance at life. They don't know they're making a deal, but I do. Sits there and looks at Keith and Anna and just goes, those two have already made a deal. So now your fighting power is what? A god that has no power anymore? Which is why he's been sitting here depressed. Because of a sword of someone's making. And Hades, well, no offense to you, your power's been kind of going away. I wasn't lying to them about that. You just were too blind to see it. And now that you do, you already know you can't touch me. Hades and Thorm both look at one another. Well, I thought we'd have a little more back up with Shaw and Saloon. I guess the deer as well at this point would be better than us two.
I'm here.
Keith is just looking over his shoulder at the blade up against the wall, just.
I haven't made any deals.
You haven't. Which is also why you technically are the only threat to me here. Because the gods can't really. The two gods, he does air quotes, can't do anything right now anyway. Because one of them is a dead. He's gone. Storm, you haven't had any followers for 15 years. Because you're so. What? You were the top of the top, the best of the best, and now you're. Nothing. And Hades, I've already taken all the souls that have died in forever. And added them to my power, which means you stopped gaining power. Which means you have no power over me either. So, I mean, I could make a deal here, but I don't really see you guys as a threat. I mean, I could leave at any time here. You didn't trap me in there. No one really thought of that. Play something, anything, before calling me.
In
I'm
the
almost
back
fine
of
with
Keith's
that.
head, he's just thinking to himself, how the fuck am I going to get my hands on that sword right now?
And, you know, there's not much anyone can really do. And as he says that, a dwarf comes out, and same with Lotus comes into the room. The dwarf goes for the sword, and Lotus sits there and, like, gets up close, and then is suddenly, like, pushed back away from the chains, and she can't. It's like a barrier force field. She can't get through. And you also can't hear that. You see her screaming and banging on it, and just nothing's coming through. Lucifer just kind of sits there.
Can I try to cast sleep on Lucifer?
Okay.
I just want to try.
Yeah.
This is my last spell slot, kids. Because I didn't rest.
I was trying to get you guys to rest earlier. I literally was trying to. I was the
I
only one
know.
that rested
I
and
know.
got 3 HP back.
Now, what'd you roll?
A 9.
A 9.
Mhm.
So you cast that spell, and the barrier goes down enough that you can hear Lotus sitting there banging on it and just going, Hades, you can't make a deal. You have to stay away from it. Even though, you know, you guys already know that. She kind of figured it out when she was out in the hallway.
Oh my gosh. That's a fucking miracle.
But then, as soon as that happens, the little dwarf throws the sword, trying to, like, get it through while the blink happened. Does anyone want to do anything about that?
Yep. I'm gonna immediately fucking try and catch it. Nat fucking 20!
Okay. So you reach out, and your arm goes through the barrier, and you catch it. And also, don't do that to your mic.
I didn't
That's
mean
bad.
to.
And then you pull it in. And as soon as you pull it in, the ring turns black, void light. Just pure black darkness coming out of it.
Quick real life question.
Yep.
How much longer are we planning on going? Because I either need to take a quick intermission or, like, I need to know.
Let's
We
see.
can take a break. We've been doing this for 3 hours now.
So we can either take a break or we can leave it here because it's been long enough that I can make a summary of without too much of an issue. What I'll do is just have the thing appear and then we can go next time.
I mean, up to you guys. I just gotta take a shit, so.
We can take a break. We can finish it up with the thing appearing after you come back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because going to the bathroom is more important than continue.
Yeah, a quick little
I
10-minute break, and then we come back to finish out the rest of the session and end it afterwards.
I can hold it.
No, go to the bathroom.
Nope, go to the bathroom.
Fine.
Ooh, that looks good. I want to fix that.
So we're gonna take a quick break.
Making sure my phone's charging. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I may have to,
Finish on your computer.
yeah,
That's fine.
because my
Phone.
phone's only at 3%. I plugged it in, but it's not like.
You're also on Discord
You're right.
and video calling on Discord as well, so it's not going to necessarily charge.
That's why I'm hoping either it will be fine.
Breaking. Running an ad break.
I'm gonna turn off my mic for a minute while I fix it.
Yeah. What happened?
I have recipe I want to make. I gotta go get the stuff for once I have money. I need teriyaki chicken and rice. Yes. I mean, I had at one point some actual. I hope his phone doesn't die while he's in the bathroom. Computer? You said console. we had your face for the majority of the session, so it's fine. Were you okay there? Alrighty. Go back to this gameplay screen.
So let me know when everyone's ready to go.
I'm good.
I gotta get everyone on screen. Hold on.
Are you good?
Yes. Totally. All right. I didn't have everyone's faces up yet, so like.
Hard.
Anyway. So everything turns black around the room, and a sleek black like dragon pops out of a black hole, basically, that pops up, and just like a dragon comes out of it. It's a Chinese kind of dragon, doesn't have wings. It's very sleek, black, and just like steps forward. Storm immediately turns around and just like runs to the corner, and he like starts pushing on the barrier, and he can't get out. Hades sits there and turns to you guys and just sits there and like in almost like a sad look on his face, like, well, this is it. And he
And Keith
starts
is
running
just
toward you guys.
Keith just looks at him like going, "I'm sorry."
Are you at this point?
Lucifer sits there and looks at it. And all you guys see is the ones that have the mark that have made a deal already see his eyes change immediately while looking at the dragon.
Oh.
And then in a flash, suddenly the dragon sits there and looks directly at Lucifer and starts like slowly walking towards him. Anyone want to say anything? Do anything?
I mean, he's going towards the bad guy. I don't want to stop him. You know what I mean?
Keith immediately takes a step forward. Who or what are you?
It sits there, arcs its head back towards you, goes, ah, the next puppet.
He sounds like a
And
bad
then it
guy
sits
too.
there, it just, I am the one that unmakes.
Can you unmake the guy in front of you? He scares me. He also has my soul.
He's also probably a bad guy.
It turns its head to look at Lucifer. Lucifer just looks up at it and smiles and goes, well, today's just gotten much easier to deal with. And looks at him and goes, let's make a deal.
Don't do it.
Don't do deals with him. He's a bad guy.
I
Very
will
bad.
tell him to destroy anything you want, everything you want. in one thing in return. Once you unmake everything, I will have things made, and the only deal is, just gotta keep my stuff intact. You can destroy anything else you want.
Now do it.
It's a bad deal. You just want to unmake things.
Hades
Why
sits
would
there
you
and goes,
make things?
This is kinda. Remember when we said there was things that make, things that unmake? And they were the things at the beginning of time? This
Mhm.
thing's one of them. Lucifer just kind of sit there, smiles at him, and then the dragon speaking in a tongue no one knows, so it is speaking back to him.
Are you sure?
What do you know? Sorry. I guess I shouldn't assume.
Yeah, don't assume. Don't assume. Where would that be?
Proficiencies in languages.
Thank you. Here it is. Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Druidic, and Halfling.
Oh, okay. You do know it.
Ha! Boom!
I am common, elfish, infernal, gnomish, and celestial.
Okay, you don't.
I don't.
Okay. It's infernal.
Common, goblin, and thieves.
I know infernal.
Did you say infernal?
I
thought you
know
said
infernal.
celestial.
I don't
I have
know.
I have
Not
common.
infernal. It's
Abyssal?
Abyssal.
a bit. Yeah, that one. My bad.
Yeah,
So
no, I don't
when
have
it
common.
starts speaking in tongue for everybody else, you just hear it say a deal. That is a very tempting deal.
Bad deal. It's not a good deal. You could have way more. It's a bad deal.
And then as Lucifer's sitting there going, I have no idea what you are saying. If we could speak in a more common tongue would be great, because I have no idea what you just.
So he doesn't even understand it.
And as the dragon gets even closer, Lucifer just kind of like steps back up against like the barrier now and goes, Hold on. I want to talk. That's what I want here."
Destroy him. Alright, tell him to destroy him.
It's not a good deal.
It looks back at Zara, who's speaking his tongue now, because everyone else is confused. And it speaks back and goes, "Oh, I know. I know.
Why
I
would
know,
you
I know
want
it's a
it?
bad deal. I'm just curious what he's going to get away with."
Why would you even let him try to get away with it, though? Easier just to stop him.
And then it
Kill
looks
him.
back towards Lucifer. And Lucifer goes, "If I need to add more to the deal, I can. But I need to know what you're saying to begin with. Okay?" And
Look at him. He is just fiddle faddling around. He knows that you're the stronger one. So why not just kill him and get it done with?
roll a persuasion for me.
Easy.
Dice are not kind to you tonight, are they?
11.
11.
11.
I need to roll for its roll. Well then. It rolled a 10.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if he would go against that. It
think
sits
that's-
there and looks back, looks at Lucifer, and grabs one claw and just taps Lucifer, and he suddenly is like sitting there for a moment, and Lucifer just kind of looks around, goes, "Okay, you didn't need to poke me. I am physical. I am here. Why?" And then, like,
It's always good to
halfway
double
through
check.
that, his arm suddenly, like, turns to ash and falls to the ground. Now that's new. You know?
That's not favorable.
And it just yells out, "Does this mean I get my soul back?"
Lucifer
Oh, fuck.
looks at the dragon in front of him, goes, "This isn't over." And then Lucifer disappears. And then the room, well, I would say it goes back to normal, but now there's the dragon energy that's in.
Still speaking in Abyssal. Hey, does that mean he's gone, or what did you do? I know you unmade him, but what does that mean?
And as soon as you said that, your goddess appears in front of you again. Shaw does as well. But instead of being very small, human-like like they were before, they are now their full size of the 20 feet tall. And Hades also goes from being tiny to full sizing.
Step on me, mommy. I mean, ma'am. I mean,
I mean, mommy. I mean, mommy.
mean-
I mean, mommy.
sorry.
And the
I was like-
dragon looks back at everybody and speaks in common. Just because I will be seeing you all very soon. And then it disappears. The sword is still there with you. But now in the back of your head, you know you can't leave it anywhere. You have to have it on you now. And it splits air into another black hole, steps through it, and is now gone.
I have a feeling everyone's gonna be glaring at Keith here in a second.
Well, you guys
Everyone
seem
just
dumb.
kind of sits there a moment, looks at each other, and goes, "That what?" Like Saloon and Shaw look at each other, look around, and go, "What the fuck was that?" Shaw sits there and just goes, "We're no longer chained, but what was that?"
Get good gamers.
And Keith's just like holding the sword up to his chest, like, fuck. What have I done?
Hades steps into the center a bit, and finally the barrier can be crossed. So Lotus goes immediately up to Hades. Hades goes, "I have a lot to put back in order. I need to leave so I can put souls where they belong. Because now apparently there's a lot of work done." And you see him look off in a distance, and you see the shit, that's gonna be months of fucking work. And then he steps through a green mist, and then caters that Lotus comes with. So they step out. Thorm goes back to the center and just goes, "I hate that thing. It could have just chosen to destroy us all and instant and didn't." It sits there and goes, "Maybe this." It sits there. Thorm's like, "We have a problem. If it didn't destroy, what's it going to?" these things only appear to destroy the realm they're in. And it said it'd be back later. I wonder if Hades knows if the Fates are okay. We saw one, but she disappeared. And you see him like contemplating. Shaw sits there and just like stretches and just goes, and back to normal business. He just disappears as you hear her laughing from the abyss.
So, saloon. We up again. But what do we do now?
Saloon sits there a moment and goes, a lot of life is in balance, right? Or out of balance, I should say, not in. We need to. It said it would see us soon. I agree with Thorm on this. I don't think that's the last we've seen of them. On top of, it's got its vestige in this realm now. Looks over to Keith and just goes, I am sorry for what's about to happen to you. I really am. Soon you won't even know it's you. Or it.
And with a terrified look, just staring off in the distance, just straight up, just goes, so am I.
Thorm quickly turns and just goes, think the realm you're about to be destroying? Or it's going to destroy something to put it in balance. Or maybe it's going to throw everything out. We won't know until it appears or does something again. He sits there. I need you to go back to that village and see if it was even there to be.
We just came from there. That's like all the way back there.
Lou just kind of looks back and goes, yes, but there's two gods sitting here.
Can you like teleport us?
That's what I would have done, yes. I'm not going to make you walk into the forest again.
Good. Because it was a scary place.
Thorm just sits there. I'm going to need to build up an army again. He looks over at Tisley. Have them leave. Got a lot of thinking to do.
Rude. We're right here.
Looks down. I haven't talked to mortals in a while. Sorry.
I thought we were friends. We were jiving.
This point, Saloon's like, okay. Gonna open a portal. You guys will go through. And if you need another one, I can be there if everything is fine where I need to go back. So hopefully the gods are all just in their place and where they need to be. She sits there and ponders a moment and goes, okay. And opens a portal in front and force everyone to go in.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
And with
That is
that,
where
we
we
can
can end
end
it.
the session.
Very interesting thinking, by the way, about the sword. I was wondering if your character was going to think of that or not.
Oh, just thinking about like, I wonder if the sword could help.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to get in that circle.
That's fair, and I don't blame you. Considering
Felt like a
everything that just
trap.
happened, it was like, But yeah, that is now basically the introduction of everything. That is the one-off,
Ba, ba, ba.
because now is where it can continue and lead into what the dragon and what the destroyers and creators are of Realm.
Ah, that dragon's gonna be cool. Don't worry about it.
And, you
Poor
know, the
boy.
aftermath of everything.
And you know, souls.
My poor boy, man.
Keith got fucked this like whole time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, okay, other people are gonna search chests. It's gonna be fine. He's not gonna be the only
No
one
one
doing, like, all
else.
the bullshit.
Until the
No,
end.
No one else.
Until the end, no one touched it other than you. And I'm like, well, maybe he'll give items out. Maybe he's that kind of thief that's like, you know what, this person can use this. Nope, you're just like, and I'm gonna look at it, or I'm gonna do whatever, and it's like that was interesting. So now your character has a lot of ties
Objects.
into other things that I'm very
He
curious.
is the vestige.
You got punished by Shaw just, you know, by what she does. So
Mhm.
Fucking
you're not
hilarious.
necessarily a vestige for her anymore now that the chains have been broken on gods, but you are a vestige for the dragon that was sitting in front of
The cool ass dragon. He's gonna be cool. Don't worry, guys.
you.
You guys don't know how excited Anna got seeing the deer.
Dear. To be fair, I sat there and went, you know what? Everyone else has something appearing in this fucking circle. And it would be kind of boring if she just stepped in and nothing happened. And I'm like, well, she told me that her whole, like, thing was the forest. So I was like, what if basically they worshipped a deer without even meaning to? Like, they just gave offerings. and
Just the
stuff
king
like
of the
that.
forest.
Just the king of the forest, yeah.
Do you guys like want to watch Princess Mononoke or something? Like,
Princess Monon, I have not heard of that. Don't look at me that way.
you're joking.
No.
No, he's not. Neither have I.
I don't watch things. I'm sorry.
Neither do I.
I am a
It's a
secluded
Ghibli
person.
movie. It's a
It's a-
Ghibli movie.
A giggly movie?
Ghibli.
Ghibli?
It's a
Yeah.
giggly movie.
Hey,
Like
I don't
Howl's
Alright.
Moving Castle.
I'll be right back.
That one
Howl's
I
Moving
know of.
Castle?
That
Yeah.
one yeah.
I
Same
It's
people.
like those? Is it like
Hold on.
okay. Yeah.
I don't watch things.
I don't either.
I
So
lose
I
interest
apologize.
really quickly and then sit on my phone for half of it.
Just stay.
I kept fucking up Thorm's name and I apologize,
Alright.
but it was so close to several other things.
I
my
am
brain-
gonna go in stream.
Yes.
Yep.
Do that, please.
You two go and
Okay, guys. So, of course, that was the end of one off. I am gonna go ahead and end stream, but before we do that, find a channel to raid. Ooh, they're doing. Go with them. Right. Have fun, be nice. Bye.